What pressure does is it actually forces growth. But here's what most people miss. Raising your standards means letting go of comfort, letting go of any excuses that you have in your life. Sometimes even letting go of people. And that's where most people stop. They can't let go of a relationship that's maybe toxic, a relationship that's holding them back, or something that's just not allowing them to be their absolute best self. And you can't be stuck in that place. You have to have leadership standards, and if you want to lead, your standards must be higher than every single person around you.
Yo, Big D in the house, baby. Relentless execution, you already know. This is for the dream chasers, the grinders, the doers. Let's get it. Relentless execution, we don't ever stop. Climbing to the top, we rise like a rocket. Big D's the name, yeah, I'm running the game. From the ground up, now they all know the name. Big D.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Big D Podcast. This is episode number 74. Today we're going to talk about your standards are quietly exposing you. I'm Dan Sachkowsky, and this podcast stands for three things that actually matter: wealth, freedom, and relentless execution. Because what wealth does is wealth gives you leverage. Freedom gives you control over your life, and execution separates the people who talk from the people who work. So we can ask you guys to do us a favor before we get started here today. We ask you to share the Big D Podcast. That's how other people can go out there and enjoy what we're doing. Because of these conversations, we help you and other people level up. The only way that this message could be spread and push it forward is by you. So make sure you subscribe to the channel. 70+% of you guys who are tuned into the Big D Podcast aren't even subscribed. Like this episode, comment, and share it, and it would mean a lot to us. Also, follow us across every platform: YouTube, Instagram, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. I also want to talk about the sponsors here for the Big D Podcast. Wabam.com. Wabam, incredible company. I'm a guy who loves his cars, loves his toys, loves everything super, super clean. We've decided to partner up with Wabam because of what they bring to the market, the value that they bring. And their product, truly is second to none. No other product out there has been able to do what I've seen this product be able to do. We're actually also excited because we're going to be at a number of events with them in 2026, showcasing some of our vehicles and being in their product booth. So that's an awesome opportunity for us, but it's also an awesome opportunity for you to go check them out at getwabam.com and use code BIGD10 so you can get a discount and get some of these great products in your hand. Also, Proud Father Apparel. ProudFatherApparel.com. Their mission is amazing. We love what these guys are doing. They've been with us since the beginning of the Big D Podcast. And I can tell you something, that when you have a brand that stands for something strong, just like the Big D brand, when you have a brand that stands for something strong and there's really meaning and purpose behind it, it really hits and values a lot of people. So we partnered up with Proud Father Apparel. We have a number of stuff from them. We get tons of gift boxes all the time from these guys. And our job is just to share their message because we love what they're doing. Hard fathers, proud fathers, going out there working, but also coming home to be the dad that they're supposed to be. So go to ProudFatherApparel.com, use code BIGD15 for a discount, and really, really support the mission. Also, Ability Tree, you see me wearing them right here. Shopabilitytree.org. Go check out what they're doing. What Ability Tree is they support families that are raising children with disabilities. Amazing mission. This is actually our charity of choice. So these are the people that we've partnered up with on everything that we do, whether we do an event, whether we do a podcast, whether we do any kind of social media, any kind of funding, any kind of fundraising, any kind of charity work. Ability Tree is the one thing that ties back to their brand. So what I could tell you is the importance of understanding what Ability Tree does and how they help families is super important. That's why we decided to tie everything into these guys. So now let's get into today's conversation. Your standards are quietly exposing you. Your standards are quietly exposing you for many different reasons. And those reasons are going to pop out and they're going to allow you to see that your life reflects your standards. A lot of people say they want a different life. They want more money. They want a better body. They want better relationships. They want more freedom. But how are they going to do that? But wanting something and having the standards required to build those are two different things, because your life always reflects your standards. Hence why we do high level masterminds, high level coaching, high level intensity one-day challenges. We do all these things because we want to challenge people to be their absolute best. We have masterminds just coming up here in 2026 across the board. We have New Jersey in April. We have Florida in May. We have California in July. And we have some other events that we're going to be posting as well. You can learn more at bigdmastermind.com/today. And if you want any kind of one-on-one coaching after you hear this podcast, something resonates with you, you want to change, you're looking to change, check out bigdcoaching.com. So these rooms are all designed for entrepreneurs who want real growth, real accountability, and real execution. So now let's get deep. Now, understanding those standards and understanding everything that you need to do, what you need to figure out is this. It's not your intentions. It's not your standards. Your body actually reflects your standards. Your discipline reflects your standards. Your environment reflects your standards. Most people think they have high standards, but results don't lie. If your standards were actually high, I want you to think about something. You wouldn't tolerate many of the things that you tolerate in your life. You wouldn't allow a number of things to happen that are happening in your life. Low standards actually look like something where it's like something that rarely looks dramatic, skipping a workout, super bad for you, but at the end of the day, people go, hey, if I don't work out today, I'll just do it again on Monday. And they push things off, the order of importance. But imagine you didn't eat for an entire month. Imagine you didn't go to the bathroom for an entire month. Imagine you didn't brush your teeth for an entire month. What you said is your standard or what you said is important is going to reflect what changes in your life. So skipping workouts, cutting corners in business, allowing negative people around you, accepting average performance from yourself, number one, outside of everybody else in your life, and letting distractions take over your time. Each one of these things seems super small, but over time they stack, and slowly your standards just continue to drop. The dangerous part is when your standards start feeling normal, you have to realize that now there's a problem, but most people don't realize that problem. Most people can't identify that. Think about this for a second. This episode might be getting you a little bit uncomfortable, just the beginning of this episode, because you're starting to think about, hey, well, that's me. Well, I do that. Well, why is this hitting me? It means you're being honest with yourself. It means you're actually really thinking deep down right now and saying, hey, this is something that's really bothering me. And honestly, that's where change starts. When you're honest with yourself, that's where you'll start changing. That's where you'll start impacting. So let's get deeper.
Hey guys, quick interruption to the show. We have Joe and Micah here from Ability Tree. Joe, why don't you share with us what you do at Ability Tree?
Hey, yeah, thank you, Dan. So we come alongside families impacted by disability by providing rest, recreation, education, support, and training, basically bringing families impacted by disability out of isolation into community.
Awesome. Hey guys, after this video, you're going to see a link in the caption. Make sure you check out Ability Tree and check out his mission here with Micah. Awesome.
A lot of my coaching clients always ask me, what's the moment when things are going to shift? When I'm going to see things shift? When things are going to be different? Well, number one, I always say that the moment that someone really raises their standards, everything starts to shift. Everything changes. Your habits change. Your circles change. Your decisions change. Your opportunities change, because high standards create pressure. And what pressure does is it actually forces growth. But here's what most people miss. Raising your standards means letting go of comfort, letting go of any excuses that you have in your life, sometimes even letting go of people. And that's where most people stop. They can't let go of a relationship that's maybe toxic, a relationship that's holding them back, or something that's just not allowing them to be their absolute best self. And you can't be stuck in that place. You have to have leadership standards. And if you want to lead, your standards must be higher than every single person around you. You don't get to demand discipline if you're inconsistent in your life. You don't get to demand focus if you're a distracted human. You don't get to demand excellence if you're tolerating average in your life. That's an interesting thing, because most people expect other people to perform at higher levels when they're not willing to show up this way themselves. Leadership starts with your personal standards, and everything else is going to follow and flow after that. So here's the real question. Where in your life have your standards slipped? Think about it. Your health, your focus, your leadership, your execution. You need to raise the standard. And once you do that, everything is going to start to change. But if you're allowing these things to slip into your life, and you're not executing at your highest levels, and you're not showing up the best version of yourself, how can you expect anyone else around you to do this? How can you expect other people to drive results like this? Understand something, that you need to go out there and focus on what's next. Where am I going? What am I doing? And this is why we host masterminds. This is why I do coaching. This is why I put the content I do on social media. And if you like what we're doing here and talking about, that's why we ask you to subscribe to the channel. Share it with someone who needs to hear it. If you want to grow around serious entrepreneurs, again, check out that bigdmastermind.com/today. All these events coming up, New Jersey, Florida, California. And if you need coaching, a lot of times we don't, get to decide if we want coaching or if we want to be a part of coaching. And what we found in our life is that we don't get to execute at our highest levels because we're not willing to be the change. We're not willing to be the one who's going to go out there and do the work. So when you look at that, why are most people living in a world with low standards? Well, they got comfortable. Think about when you were a child. When you were a child, you executed everything. If you wanted something, you got it. And if you were determined enough to go after it, it was going to happen. Somewhere in your life, you decided to allow excuses and blame to play a major part in every single thing you do. Now, ask yourself a question. Why did you do that? When did you do that? And that's when most people stop. Most people stop growing. Most people stop going. And most people don't understand that if things don't change, nothing changes. For things to change, things need to change. It's super important. What are these habits that you're consistently focused on day in and day out that are not driving results that are ultimately the best results of your life? I mean, we're literally in, past the first quarter here of the year. So we're sitting in a place where, the first quarter of 2026 is nearly over. And when we look at that, look at the decisions that have been made by most people from the beginning of the year to now. Most people promised their family that they were going to change, and most people haven't. So again, if nothing changes, nothing changes. Now look at the people that you spend time with, your proximity, your circle. If those people aren't leveling up, those people aren't doing something better and exciting in their life, how would you expect to do that? You need to be around people who are willing to change, willing to be the change, willing to be part of the change that they and you want to see in their lives. And you're just one decision away from being that next version of you, one decision away from that next relationship, one decision away from that next opportunity. Because opportunity changes the way we look at life. But our standards may not rise if we don't look at the opportunity, if we don't take the opportunity, if we stay comfortable in this space. Because the standard is going to create so much pressure on our life to make us stay back because we don't want to leave people. We don't want people to think that, hey, we're moving on without you. But I'm going to tell you right now that pressure fuels growth. Pressure allows growth to happen, but you have to be willing to go through that pressure. But a lot of people miss that part of the standard, meaning that that's the comfort level. That's where we are. That's where we set ourselves. This is where we feel good. Every single day is the same. Wake up the same, go to bed the same, do the same Monday through Friday, and just kind of live for the weekends. You just have to let go. You have to let go of that place where deep down inside, number one, you deserve more. Number two, you were built for more. I always talk about the opportunity that we have here, on earth, is that we have one day to shine, and that's today. We don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. We can't change yesterday. But if something were to happen today and it were our last day, what will we go after? What will we attack? And most people can't even identify that because they're not thinking in that place anymore. They, at one point in their life, they were a leader. They wanted to lead. They were shining. They were doing things. But their discipline literally has broken them down because they're undisciplined in all the things to level them up. And they've become so inconsistent in life. If you're inconsistent in life, how do you expect a consistent return? You're going to get the consistent fallback that you're at right now. You got to demand a different life. You got to demand a different outcome. But if you don't demand a different focus because you're distracted, how are you going to get that? So understand something, that if you don't demand excellent in your life, from this point moving forward, you're going to continue to tolerate average. Leadership starts with that personal standard, as I said before, and everything else is going to follow from there. So when we look at this again, I asked before, and I want you to think about it now, where in life has your standards shifted, stopped, just become stagnant, like this is it, this is all I'm doing? And again, is it your health? Are you overweight? I mean, listen, I work out every single day. For my age, I'm in pretty good shape for my age. I make sure it's a priority. I read every single day. I always try to challenge myself day in and day out to become better in all the areas that I am able to increase and become better at. My focus, my leadership, my execution, all of those things every single day. My goal is to raise the standard, raise the bar. And as I do that, everything continues to change in my life. So what I want you to do is really think about where in your life, what have you done in your life to keep your standards low, and what are you willing to change? You have to be the change. I can't change. A lot of people say, hey, Dan, you motivate me. I said, that's impossible. I can inspire you. I can't motivate anybody. Motivation is from within. We are self-motivated. We cannot go out there and make somebody else do something for us. We can allow someone's challenges, changes, successes, whatever they are, inspire the change in us, but we ultimately need to become that person who creates that change. So if this episode hit you guys, subscribe to the channel, like it, drop a comment. And again, if you want to be around serious entrepreneurs, check out all the links, that we drop here in the episode, and make sure you get connected. We also want to throw thank you back again to the sponsors, wabam.com, getwabam.com, check them out. Proud Father Apparel, proudfatherapparel.com, and also Ability Tree, super, super close to our heart. Guys, this is the Big D Podcast. I keep it short, I keep it real, and I really want you to be able to make an impact day in and day out. That's why I don't give you large marching orders. That's why I don't give you many, many things to do over a week's period of time, because information means nothing until implementation. Take one small nugget from every episode. That's why I keep them short. One thing, and just direct it towards the change you want in your life, and watch things start to shift. So again, this is the Big D Podcast. We talk about wealth, freedom, relentless execution, and I'll see you guys next time.
Yo, Big D in the house, baby. Relentless execution, you already know. This is for the dream chasers, the grinders, the doers. Let's get it. Relentless execution, we don't ever stop. Climbing to the top, we rise like a rocket. Big D's the name, yeah, I'm running the game. From the ground up, now they all know the name. Big D. Started from the bottom, had a vision so clear. Building empires from the sweat and the tears. Serial entrepreneur, that's the brand I wear. In the game for the long haul, I'm always prepared. From the business to the podcast, always making moves. Every step calculated, never losing the groove. Study the greats, now I'm making my own rules. Success in my blood, ain't no way I'll lose. I got systems, got strategies, laid out the plan. Built a dynamic lifestyle, that's the Big D brand. Raised a family on vision, now I take a stand. Roadmap to success, it's in the palm of my hand. We're relentless execution, we don't ever stop. Climbing to the top, we rise like a rocket. Big D's the name, yeah, I'm running the game. From the ground up.